And finally, today is March 1st and the start of Women's History Month, and Salisbury University taking advantage of the month to highlight the accomplishments of women past and present. Chock full of events. I'm joined by Dr. Kara French, the chair of the Women's History Month Committee, to talk about some of the wonderful events taking place. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here today, Lena.
No, glad to have you. Thank you for being here. Talk to us a bit about the importance of women's history and why the committee wanted to put on some activities to highlight that.
Sure. Well, I'm a women's historian myself. That's what I teach at Salisbury.
Okay.
And one of the things that I like to communicate to my students is the idea of sort of finding role models in the past that inspire us and help women achieve their goals, and men achieve their goals as well in the present. So one of the themes of our Women's History Month this year is women's history in the making.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're trying to highlight past accomplishments, but we're also trying to draw attention to women who are making history today.
Okay, and to that end, you guys have gone, you have several events throughout the month. What are a couple of things that are happening? Talk to us about some of the things that people can come and partake of at the university.
Well, on the one hand, we sort of have the events that are kind of helping women be leaders today. So we have Mitzi Perdue coming to give an executive leadership lecture series. That's next week.
And if you've never heard her speak, it's a treat. She is so passionate about the business, the family business, her husband's legacy, her legacy, and so that's always a treat to hear her.
So she's going to be talking about all of those things, and kind of alongside of that, we have a inspirational, motivational speaker, a woman named Neem James, coming the second week of March to teach women how to develop their own personal brand. She's being brought by some of our business students, our Women in Leadership organization on campus.
Okay.
We also have two documentary films. One is called The Life and Times of Rosie the Riveter. It features interviews with the real-life Rosies, the women behind the iconic poster.
If you've not seen
it. You get to hear their stories. And then we have another film called The Pill, which is a documentary about the legalization of birth control and the sexual revolution in the 1960s.
Okay. And
one of the historians featured in The Pill, the documentary, will actually be coming to campus as part of our Women's History in the Making panel on March 26th. So at that panel, we want to highlight the issues that are really facing women today. So we have Dr. Leslie Woodcock-Tentler talking about reproductive rights and religious organizations in the wake of the recent Hobby Lobby versus the Supreme Court decision. We also have an activist named Deisha Dyer who's done both hip-hop journalism and HIV/AIDS activism. She's going to talk about her career as a public servant. Then we have two people from SU, Humberto Aristizabal, who is the director of our Office of Institutional Equity, talking about Title IX and how that is supposed to equalize experiences for men and women on campus. And then we also have a student panelist, Kiani Bailey, the current president of our LGBTQ Alliance, who is a transgender woman, and she's going to be talking about what it's been like to transition and her experiences being transgender on campus.
Wow. Whoa. Yeah. I mean, these are some heavy, some deep, some important topics. What went into the plan? I mean, obviously you started way back when. Did it come to you naturally that these were some of the things you wanted to highlight for the month?
Well, it takes a village, and I have a whole committee behind me to help of students, staff, and faculty. And we kind of looked around and we sort of brought some favorite experiences to the table. We talked about who we knew, the inspirational women and leaders that we knew, that we thought we wanted to share with the rest of the SU community.
Now, we want to point out most of the events are free with the exception of?
With the exception of a film festival, which I didn't talk about, called Luna Fest.
Okay.
And that is Sunday, March 8th. There are about 6 to 8 short films by women, kind of highlighting women directors and creators. That's costs $25 for adults, $15 for students, but everything else is free. And
everything you mentioned, free, great lecturers, great stories, great interviews, great panels, great. Tell us, like, where in general, is there a particular place where most of them will be held? I know we can go to the website, the university's website. Mitzi Perdue kicking off, where is that one being held?
That will be held in Holloway Hall Auditorium. All the events are on campus. So most of the panels and the lectures will take place either in Holloway Hall or Perdue Hall. The films will take place in Fulton Hall, room 111 there.
And you can go to, what's the university website to
www.salisbury.edu.
There you go, pretty easy.
It should be on the front page, upcoming events, or just search for Women's History Month. And
we also want to mention that the events are free. Did I say
yes,
that?
Free is good.
Just because you do want people, you know, to keep in mind they can enjoy culture and experiences and not have to incur a cost. Thank you so much for sharing with us this morning all the things happening this month.
Well, thank you so much, Lanita.
All right. All right. Thank you for watching Good Things Delmarva this morning. Remember, you can catch us here every Sunday morning. If you have good things to share, email me at lanita_wesson@WMDT.com. Have a beautiful and purpose-filled day, and we'll see you next week.